Welcome to the Space and Grace podcast. I am your host, Tanisha Harris, and I am your CHEO, Chief Honesty and Encouragement Officer. Here at Space and Grace, we focus on healing, laughing, thriving, and loving. And we do that by granting ourselves and others the space and grace to evolve in very practical ways. Y'all ready? Let's do this. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Space and Grace podcast. We're taking it back, y'all. We're taking it back. Listen, I have been all over the place. Literally, like my brain, my mind, my body, my soul. I have been back and forth. I have just been everywhere. So let's just get into it. Let's just start. First of all, let's breathe. So, can you breathe in with me? Breathing in through the nose for 4, holding, and breathing out for 8. Okay, I got the wiggles. I'm trying to get everything out. So, this podcast is just going to be, this episode is going to be me just sharing all the things, really getting out of this perfectionism and just being real. So, this is going to be the beginning of me truly holding myself accountable and being consistent and focusing on progress and not perfectionism. So, if you've been following the podcast for a while, you know I started Space and Grace around 2021. And it started as a passion project. It started as honestly me sharing things that I was learning via therapy. And I wanted to share with others because I felt like I was growing so well, so effectively. And so I wanted to share. And so I created Space and Grace podcast. And I got some really good feedback. But then I started to get feedback that I didn't know what to do with. So there were people that were saying, it's too short. We want more. There were people that were saying, it's too long. There were people that were saying, oh, your voice is so soothing. Always talk like that. Don't talk like any other way. Just put me to sleep. And so I kind of became overwhelmed with what everybody was thinking and what everybody wanted, but I wanted to continue. And so I got caught up really in this podcast needing to be perfect, needing to have all the proper equipment, needing to make sure I'm on the right platform. Who should I use? Should I bring on visitors? Is my voice not okay? What if I wanted to laugh on an episode? Is that not important? Is that going to take away from the vulnerability? And so I just, oh my goodness. And then season 1, season 2, and all these things. And it really took away from me and from why I started the podcast. And honestly, I feel like it took away why it was important for me to continue to do this work. So I created a season 2 where I really just recorded myself reading some of the writings that I was sharing on Instagram. And again, it was okay. It was fine. It was something to put out. It was something that I said. Those feelings were true and authentic and genuine. But again, it took away from me, who I am, what I wanted to share, what I want to do with this space. And so I stopped. And I had people saying, when is your podcast coming back? We want it to come back. And I'm like, really? People want to actually hear me share things? Like, y'all, I'm in my apartment, in my living room. And I'm like, people really want to hear me? Seriously? And so I'm currently in a coaching certification program to be a nationally board certified health and wellness coach, particularly in emotional health and well-being. We'll talk about that later. But then I was like, oh, I should change the podcast. So the last 2 episodes before this is me introducing the harmony between head and heart, and I'm thinking that I got something sound and profound, and it's great because Space and Grace requires me to be vulnerable, and I can't laugh, and I can't share, and I can't do these things, and I want to talk about so much more, and I want to go deeper, so I should change it. So I changed it, posted it on Instagram, told people to check it out. And then I just woke up like, girl, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Why aren't you just being true to who you are? You started this podcast specifically talking about being authentic, creating boundaries, having difficult conversations, giving ourselves, each other, the space and grace to learn and grow. And you are literally not doing that yourself. You're not practicing what you've been preaching. Who are you? Listen, for me, the last thing we need is people who are not practicing what they preach. That's not for me, and that's not who I want to be and what I want to be. So here I am. Here I am with the old intro, the OG intro, the first intro I created. Here I am back with the old school cover art, the real cover art, and the title Space and Grace, because I believe in that. So I haven't decided if I'm going to keep the two little episodes around harmony between head and heart. And I say little because they're just short, not little because they are unimportant. They are a part of this journey, but I also don't want to confuse my listeners. But I do ask that you give me the space and grace to listen as I continue to grow and to learn. I want to get to a place where I am offering consistent and effective content. But for me, that means a couple of things. So if you don't know, my background is in public health, my background is in biology. I'm currently working as a clinical researcher and health educator. And so that means that when I offer education, when I create education or a curriculum, I do extensive research. I do a literature review. I read the articles. I read the commentary to the articles. I look up the data myself. And so I want to bring that spin to this podcast. Maybe not as in depth, but I want to make sure that what I'm sharing are not just my feelings and thoughts. I think that is important, but also whether or not there is some research out there to support how we're feeling and thinking and what that really looks like. So that means it takes me longer to create an episode. I need the space and grace, y'all. I want to offer something to the world that is meaningful and authentic and sincere and that lasts beyond me. That also means I need to take out the time. I own the responsibility of making sure that what I share is accurate. I even want to list sources in the show notes so everyone can see all the things. So I'm asking you for space and grace for me to restart again with a different heart posture, focusing on sharing what I've learned, healing myself, and healing others. Not giving in to pressure or perfectionism or any other thing that social media is out here lying about. So it takes time. I hope y'all are with me. No? Maybe? I hope so. If you are, please, thank you. I sincerely appreciate everyone who has listened and who has shared. Thank you for giving me this space and grace. Share with somebody. I'm working on the next episode. I'm no longer giving into this season 1, season 2. I have a goal of the number of podcasts that I would like to publish before I start jumping into this world of it needs to be this season or that season. I just want to get the information out. I want to share. I want us to grow. I want us to heal, laugh, and thrive together in a way that's sustainable, in a way that's rooted in joy, in a way that's true to each one of us. So I look forward to you jumping back on this journey with me. I look forward to you giving me the space and grace. I'm excited about it. Listen, check out this outro because it's going to be the OG outro. It's going to be the OG when I first started outro. I'm so thankful for every person who's listening. I sincerely appreciate you, whether I know you or have seen you or not. I do feel the connection when I share. And because of that, I want to continue. Thanks, y'all. So that's it, guys. That wraps up today's episode. Remember, Space and Grace focuses on healing, laughing, thriving, and loving. We want to show the beauty and strength in offering space and grace to every aspect of our lives. Y'all ready? Let's do this.